This episode of the GR Rideshare Adventure podcast is sponsored by CarStar Impact of Cascade. They are located at 5566 36th Street in Grand Rapids on the corner of Craft and 36th Street, right near the airport. Their telephone number is 616-954-9200. Steve is the manager there. They do a great job. They've worked on Ben's car. If you've heard Gabe on the podcast, they've done work for him. What CarStar Impact of Cascade does is they have an open bay for rideshare drivers. If you have work that needs to get done, call them. They can get you in that day or the next day and get you back on the road to make money. Relax. We'll take it from here.
Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between.
Hi guys, welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventure podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. This podcast tonight is sponsored by CarStar Impact of Cascade, located at 5566 36th Street in Grand Rapids, right near the airport. Telephone number 954-9200. And we'll talk a little bit more about them later on. But yeah, I just swore at Sam before we went live, so that's what she was chuckling about. We have Jesper and Ben, and we are excited to be back tonight. So if everyone can do me a favor, if you are listening in like not a Grand Rapids group, can you share the live stream in the groups that you're in? I would super appreciate it. We get lots of internet points when that happens. So
yep. We're not a lot in some of the mid states.
Is this the mumble mouth you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. I think so.
Some of the
we have West Coast, we have East Coast, not a lot in the middle. We need some more middle states.
Yeah, we do. But
I can't hear.
Well, just say it. Don't. I mean,
I telegrammed you.
Oh, it didn't. I don't have. I have notifications turned off. There you go.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
supposed to
helpful.
reach you.
Ben can't
Just
hear.
like, dude.
And Ben's like, he's doing like aerobics over there, and I'm like, corner of my eye, I'm like, what?
I
Okay.
can't hear.
Can
Okay.
you now?
I'm looking at Audacity, and stuff is in super red. I mean, we're like spiking like a mofo. So you guys can't see it on the podcast. Sorry, we are just getting started here. I don't know what's going on.
You're good.
Okay.
And apparently none of us do either.
And we're done.
Back to the line.
So
We're done already.
stories from the past
Thanks,
2
guys.
weeks.
It was a good night.
So Jesper's got nothing.
Well, I didn't drive last weekend, but the weekend before I actually had a decent week. I don't really have a lot of stories, but earnings-wise, it was pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, so I did an okay time. I actually did the bar crowd, and I hated it. So that was kind of crappy. It wasn't crappy. I didn't have too many bad experiences, but I sorry about that. I definitely remembered why. You know, people they're just more boisterous. They're more loud.
It's true.
All that kind of stuff. So
Now that you say that, I actually had one saved by the bag story.
Saved by the bag?
Saved by the bag. I had a puker. Right?
Oh, okay.
But it was all in the bag. It was all good, and he tipped me $10.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I know. It's awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did a couple of trips out to Holland. One of the times I went to Holland, and then I got an in-trip request in Holland. It was like 11 minutes away. I'm like, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah. Roll the dice.
Yeah, I'll roll the dice. I ended up going to Allendale.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a nice ride.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
but other than that, I didn't have it. It was okay. It was a good weekend. Friday I know was really good. I made I made about 170, which isn't. I love how we talk 170 is good. Like back in the day, if you didn't make like 250 a weekend night, but it wasn't bad. I think Friday we had a Chris Stapleton concert, so that really helped.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe some of the college kids were back.
Yeah.
Somebody's device.
My phone fell. It was me.
What is up with your phone? It is your
I
phone.
kicked it away.
Oh my goodness!
That was loud.
I heard it. It was so loud.
Wow. I thought somebody was letting some gas off at first. I was like,
I
wow.
first looked at Jesper. Like,
I did too. I looked up and I'm like, Is somebody farting?
It slipped off my knee right onto the cords.
Oh man!
Thanks so much for your trust, guys. That's awesome. It
Love you too, Jesper.
Wow, off the rails.
was not me.
Okay, good. I mean, last podcast you had Taco Bell, so it was touch and go for the whole podcast, and that was like one of our our longest
hungry.
podcasts.
Let's
So,
not go there again.
Samantha, how about you?
Everything was great till today.
Right.
So Friday was fantastic. The college kids were somewhat back. I made a ton of money.
Yeah.
I had a $300 Friday.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was
That's
like an
really
all-day event. I mean, I
Right.
started at like noon, but yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah, we'll talk about the incident later
Yeah.
on. We have some insurance talk. So, and then Ben.
Yes, I did not drive this weekend. I went on a road trip with
All
my
right, turn his
son,
mic off.
Right? Hey, I'm the producer. I get to control
That's
those
true.
mics. So, no, but driving through Chicago, we took the toll road. I saw a ton of drivers, and I can't imagine having to pay the tolls to be on there and to deal with all of that.
But I think you're reimbursed, aren't you?
You're
Yes.
reimbursed, but it's a lot of legwork to get reimbursed.
That's true. I think if you lived in that market, you could get one of those like little
That's
scanners
true,
or
yeah.
whatever, so you wouldn't have to use cash.
Yeah.
I think the last time I went to Chicago, I had to ask my riders for cash. They offered it up.
You can pay.
Take 94.
You can take 7 days to pay and just go through the iPass.
Okay,
But
so-
you have to
Yes.
log onto a website and
So here's
I've
a
done that.
So I've done that too. So I had two of them. I sent it out with a check. I forgot to sign the checks, and they sent it back, and I never paid it, and they never sent me like they had my check information. They never sent me anything mail. So maybe I have a warrant in Chicago,
Right.
for like $6 in fines.
Yeah, I think though, if you live in a town that has toll roads and there is an alternate route that you can take, you're supposed to, and they don't necessarily have to pay the tolls.
So take 94.
Yeah. Well, Waze, if you don't have it set up to skip toll roads, it'll take the toll roads. And when I got the
Yeah.
Chicago trip, I was just like kind of frazzled.
Yeah, whenever I pull up Google Maps, if I'm using that, I always swipe the avoid tolls
Okay.
little box. 'cause-
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I don't full time do that because we don't have any tolls in Michigan. So
Yeah.
I might as well
Right.
just keep that on all the time.
Yeah.
Although sometimes the tolls are faster. I mean, if you can get
They
there
are.
faster, wouldn't you pay a couple of bucks to get there faster?
for sure.
Depends.
There's also an avoid ferries option on Google Maps. I learned that going to Wisconsin this week.
Is that FAIRY or is that FERRY?
Wow.
I'll leave it to you to decide. Yes,
Wow, yes,
Sorry, I
sir.
couldn't help myself.
that was good.
So a couple of things. All the links are in the description. Our newsletter for August. I think we featured Aaron. Is it Wisner?
I don't know how
Because
you
I know
say
he
it.
freaked out when they said his name wrong. Is it Wisner?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. either.
Aaron, how do you say your name?
Aaron W.
And then our Vanture camera that we talk about. And then, so one thing, we have a little surprise tonight, and John will get it on the podcast because he doesn't watch the live stream. He had this crazy story, and I saved some of his messages. So what I did is put together a little 2.5 minute clip. And this is kind of the stuff that goes on in the group. And Ben is going to play that message, and then we'll come back on that. So this is the messaging group that we use when we're rideshare driving.
Telegram.
Telegram.
You need to get it. We'll put the link is in the
The
description.
link is already in there. Yep.
So here we go. This is John's story.
Exact right place. Got in. I said, "How are you doing?" She said, "My husband was just involved in a car accident earlier today. A smart car. He got rear-ended. He's got bleeding on his brain, and I'm not sure he's going to make it too much longer." He said, "I got to go home and get a few hours of sleep now. I'm worn out." I said, "Pam, I'm really sorry to hear that. I mean, what else can you say?" And we ride in silence for 3 or 4 minutes. And I think it's going to be, it was like a 22-minute ride. And I think it's going to be like, not like an awkward ride, but just a silent ride because she's real sad. And then she says, "I just married him for his money anyway." I said, "Oh, yeah, Pam?" She said, "Yeah, he's 64 and I'm 47. I said, "Okay." She said, "Yeah, I get $6,000 a month if he dies when he's 65 or older. But he's only 64. So I needed to hang on for a little bit longer. I said, Pam, that's a hell of a story. She said, yeah, he's known me since I was 3 years old. He talks about when he used to bounce me on his knee. Went on to regale me with stories of lovemaking. And, yeah, crazy ass ride. They've been married 3 weeks. Oh yeah, by the way, she found out that he was cheating on her when they've only been married 3 weeks, but he's already cheating on her. She went through his cell phone while he's practically in a coma at the hospital. Jason, you want to know the kicker? She calls him daddy in public. No bullshit. Oh, it's so juicy. It is so juicy. I'm leaving out parts too. She's got 2 kids from 2 other men. He was in the Army for 42 years. She's by far the best he's ever had, even though he's been married to a woman that he met in Korea. Blah, blah, blah. Crazy ass story, man. She asked him out when she was 17, and he said he couldn't do that because he was a gentleman. She said she had to be a legal beagle before he would bang her. I'm legal beagle. I said, Pam, I've never heard that term before. What is that?
That's it, Ben. Yeah, John was dying that night about that legal beagle. I forgot about that part.
I got to use that like the next day in casual conversation, and it made my day.
Legal beagle.
Hashtag legal beagle. So that story is a little crazy. They don't get that crazy, but yeah. So the link is in our comments in the description. I hear that you have to download the app and then click on the link, and then it'll bring you in there. So hopefully we can get one more person. And I feel like we gained one, we lost one, we gained one, but
what do we have, like 40
we're
something?
40. We're 40. At 40 even right now. So
and like 8 of us that are chatty Cathys.
Yeah. It gets R-rated after midnight, sometimes earlier. So one thing that so Apple has changed their categories. So they've made it more broad. Is that the correct term? More broad, less broad? More categories, basically. So what moves the needle, and I know everyone doesn't have an iPhone. I understand that. But 60% of our downloads come from iPhones, from Apple. So if you could give us a review, that would be amazing. Subscribe, review, and rate. In the description, there's a link. You can click on it on your phone. It'll take you right where you need to do a review. So if you could do that, that would be great. Before we get to rideshare in the news, I just want to talk about CarStar one time. And I think this is a good opportunity.
Yeah.
There's several opportunities throughout the podcast that we could talk about this, but I will let you go right in a second. So CarStar is, they re-upped again for another 6 episodes. We're super excited about that.
Yep.
Great body shop company. They focus on their detail. They have this great service called Aquapel. It's like Rain-X on crack. I think it's like $15 or something like that.
I don't know.
And you don't know?
I don't know how much it is.
Yeah, because we got it for free, right?
Yeah, I forget. But yeah, I don't remember how much.
Yeah, I think it's like $15, but yeah, it works really good. So,
yep.
So Sam, your car is currently there.
It sure is. It's in their parking lot.
How about let's not do the long story. Let's do what happened.
I was sitting behind a garbage truck, waiting to turn left, thinking he was going forward, and he decided not to go forward.
So wait a minute. I thought you were like waiting to deliver a package for him to move out of the way.
No, we were in the road. This is like a country road.
Oh, so you're just waiting for him to turn left?
Yes, I'm just sitting behind him, waiting for him to either go straight or go to the right or whatever he's doing. He was, the trash was up in the air. He was about to pull the can back down.
Okay.
And he, what he said to me was his navigation said to turn left, and he couldn't figure out if it was the left immediately perpendicular to him or the left slightly up. The left slightly up was a dead end.
Okay.
So real quick, he just went to like whip around and go backwards.
Yeah.
And didn't clear first. and didn't see I was there.
Yeah.
And the second I saw his lights turn on, like I slammed the car into reverse and hit the horn. But by the time my foot was actually off the brake, he had already made contact.
Yeah.
It was too late. So he pushed my car back like 10 feet.
Okay, so I want to back up to some of my comments. I, for some reason, because you had said you were too close, but I mean, I would have done that too.
Yeah.
Because if you're at an intersection, you think that he's going to turn.
Right. I thought he was going straight, honestly. There was more room for him to go straight. I assumed
Okay.
can.
Okay, all right. That makes a little bit more sense because I thought you were like, he was like on a residential street and you were like right up on him waiting for him to move.
No.
So you guys were in a flow of traffic. Well, country road,
yeah. But yeah, it was like I didn't have anywhere else to sit and wait for him to move. It wasn't like I could have gone around him. Like he took up the whole road.
Yeah.
So
was it a dirt road?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Thankfully, a decently well-maintained dirt road.
Okay.
But yeah, a dirt road at the end of it almost.
And you had a Dukes of Hazzard to get out because both doors wouldn't open, right?
I did climb through the back. I did not go through the window. I thought about it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. What is wrong with me? I was like, oh.
You're like, she can't get out of the car.
They're going to have to get the jaws of life. I literally said that in the message.
Yes.
You're going to have to get the jaws of life to open the door.
The cops offered it to me, too. They're like, do you want us to call the fire department to come get you out? And I'm like, there's 2 doors in the back.
Right. I feel... I don't feel it was bad then. That's what happened. But
it wasn't just you. But Gabe and I were talking to you, and I know we were both thinking, dumbass, it's just there's like 4 other ways out of the car.
You can crawl in the back seat and open the door. Well, I'm glad you were okay.
Yes.
It looks like quite a bit of damage, but it's a garbage truck. And your car is tiny.
Yes. The garbage truck was fine.
I'm sure it was. Do you know if he got a ticket?
I couldn't tell. Like when his registration and stuff got handed back, I think there was an extra slip of paper.
Okay.
But it was like a little bundle of things, so I'm not positive, and the stateies didn't tell me.
Okay.
But yeah, it was state police that showed up. Not even Portland police.
Yeah, I feel like it's, They
don't have a lot in Portland.
And it's kind of a commercial vehicle, so it's a little bit of a different ball game. It may have been a commercial vehicle, because there's state police and then state police with commercial vehicle, I think. That's all they deal with is like semis and garbage trucks and stuff that.
They got the other call, so.
Yeah. Yes, for that is like the 6th time tonight that you've hit that.
Do we need to trade seats so you're like back in your elements?
I think we threw him off a little bit because he's over on the right side.
You guys are talking. I'm bored.
Oh, we're sorry.
I'm sorry that my car being destroyed and having a good $5,000 of damage is boring you.
Yeah.
No, it's not boring. Sorry.
Hey, Ben, can you bump that up that little bit? That gain that you turned down, can you bump that up just a smidge? Thank you.
It is at CarStar. I'm going to pop in there tomorrow morning and get the paperwork together, and
That's
we'll
awesome.
see.
Yeah.
As soon as the insurance gets back to me, we can hopefully get it rolling.
Steve will hook you up.
I would get on them.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow morning if you haven't heard.
Flex already gave me a claim number.
Really?
They contacted their insurance company.
Okay.
And submitted a report. I have to wait for that insurance company to call me.
Okay.
Like, they said 2 to 3 days. If I don't hear anything, then give them a call.
Okay.
So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad response time yet.
Right. So anyways, be like Sam. Well, don't get in an accident. But if you do, go to CarStar.
Yes.
So tonight we are doing a giveaway for that. They are giving away a car cleaning kit. I don't have the logo for that, Ben. I realized I dropped the ball on that.
There's no ball to be dropped.
Well, I dropped my phone.
So it's the kit we have done before. It's the bucket. It's the gloves or whatever.
Cleaning, tire cleaner.
Yeah.
Tire cleaner, all the stuff. Yeah.
And then if you are out of market, it is a gift card.
To a Napa
or
auto store.
Is it just Napa?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So we are going to do hashtag CarStar. If you do that, we will give that away at like 10:15. Ben, if you can try to remind me with 5 minutes to go to that to say that again, that would be awesome.
So basically just hashtag CarStar,
Yep.
and then you'll be in the
comments. Yep. Yep.
And that's both on Facebook and YouTube.
Yep. No one's commenting on YouTube. Sometimes we have YouTube nights and sometimes we don't.
4 people watching now on YouTube.
Yeah, they're just being lurkers. All right, rideshare in the news. First up, this is Uber Eats drivers bypassing.
You skipped Vanture. Was that on purpose?
Nope. I think I talked about. Oh, okay.
A little bit.
So, yeah, so Vanture is the camera we always, I should specify the N2 Pro is basically built for rideshare drivers.
Yep.
And it's the one that has the footage of my accident.
Yeah. If Sam is so giving, maybe we can get her facial reaction when the garbage truck is. I gotta say, you did a great job of like maintaining. You didn't even swear in all your messages. I would have been the expletives through the whole thing.
I was just defeated. I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna sit here and wait.
I wonder if you were a little rattled with the incident before. We won't talk about that. Nothing major, but I mean, I wonder if you just kind of be like, this is fitting. Just run me over.
Yep.
Like,
no, it was
take me now.
The perfect end of the day.
So the Vanture N2 Pro is something that we always talk about, and it got brought up somewhere online about the dash cam laws. We're not experts. We're not giving advice. But the one thing, at least in Michigan, it's a one-party state. So what does that mean? That means that as long as you know that it's recording, you don't have to let anyone else know in your car.
Right.
The only caveat is if that person is on the phone.
Right.
Technically, it's in violation of the law that the person on the other end of the phone doesn't know that there's a camera in there.
Because now the Michigan eavesdropping law steps into effect. But always check your own local markets. There's lots of resources online that kind of can tell you whether or not it's a single consent and dual consent. Obviously, when it comes to dash cam, the biggest thing is just whether or not you actually have to put a notice in your car that you're recording. The thing about the Vanture, obviously, for people who don't know about that, is that it records both front-facing and rear-facing, so also in the vehicle. And the N2 Pro has
night vision.
Night vision, exactly. So it has a really good camera. So it's just really good protection for you as a driver should something happen to you during a ride.
Well, even today with Sam, I mean, the guy is at fault. He didn't clear his back end, and she had it on camera that he backed into her. So if they ever said that didn't happen, she'd be like, here you go.
Right.
Yep. And when I have to go get my deductible back from his company,
I'll
have the proof if need be that.
Yeah, I would just slightly mention by the way, I don't think they'll do it. It sounds like, what? Don't name the company.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'll ask that later.
I'll just say it's not the city of Portland.
Okay. Probably a major chain or whatever. So yeah, check your local laws. The sign itself, if you're in a two-party state, I think consists, now again, we're not lawyers, consists of letting them know. I don't think you have to physically say I'm recording.
Yes,
right.
And by not getting out of the car, then you are by default consenting to.
And that link for the Vanture is in there. And I'll tell you something. I have a $500 dash cam, and it is nice. Like, I got an accident the other night, and it's a good camera, but the infrared in the Vanture is way better. And I wish this other company would step up. Maybe they will, but I don't know why. For a $200 camera,
you actually spent $500 on a dash cam?
I didn't.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay. That's
discounted.
Fine. You didn't pay $500. That's all I gotta know.
No, I wouldn't pay that much. With the that's all we push is the Vanture. It's so good.
Yeah.
So thank you for reminding me about that, Jesper.
Yep, no problem.
Let's see. Thanks for putting those links in there too.
So trying to keep up.
This one's from Sam, but I read it. Basically, what's happening? Basically, my verbal crutch. Uber Eats drivers are bypassing security checks by renting accounts.
And Uber.
Yeah, Uber, Uber Eats. And I've actually seen.
Yeah, thank you.
I've seen 3 posts on Facebook this week. People saying, looking to rent your Uber account.
Ooh, what do you? So I'm not gonna. So I'll go back to that too. All these articles I will post on the website. I didn't get a chance to do it beforehand, but you'll be able to read these. Why doesn't Uber just? I know they're annoying, the security checks. Mm-hmm. Why don't they just do it every time you sign on?
I have no idea.
I mean, you literally have to. You hit go online. It should ask you for a picture.
Yeah,
right away.
I don't know why.
I think it would definitely eliminate. It looks like they were renting for $250, $300 a week. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that Uber Eats is not as critical because you're just doing food, but
still, you don't want someone who hasn't had a background check popping up at your house.
Yeah,
bringing you food.
True.
That
Right.
he could have poisoned,
well,
or she.
There's a quote in here that says, David, however, said he was able to easily bypass the ID checks by logging out, alerting the owner of the account, and getting him to take a selfie to pass the ID check. But don't you have to do it right there? You can't upload a photo.
No, he was
He's
calling
telling
the
him-
owner, saying, log into your app real
Yeah.
quick, doing the security check, logging back out.
Oh.
And then it
you
was
log
logging in
in.
on.
Because I thought it was specific to your phone,
No.
your phone number. Well, don't be a dick. Don't do this.
I mean, it's kind of a genius way to make some extra money, but not very smart.
Well, I mean, I guess if you have a background issue, then
Yes.
I don't know, but that's a little creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very creepy.
Let's see. Pictures up next. So I'm trying to sprinkle in pictures in between articles just so it kind of is not all doom and gloom, but this is kind of funny. I wonder if this has ever you got to do it on the XSplit.
I'm aware.
Oh, okay. Also, I looked up and I saw it on there. I was like, yeah, they can't see that.
Right. I was just going to say this picture is very reminiscent of something Sam was talking about.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that
Yeah.
one time you dropped somebody off and you forgot they were back there. So great.
What do you mean? You dropped them off?
No, I picked a girl up on like the northwest side and took her out down like 28th in the Beltline. And I was tired. I was half asleep. And by the time we got there, like I was still following the navigation, but I forgot this girl was in the car. She was silent. It was like a 25-minute ride, and she didn't say a word. I forgot she was back there, and I pulled up, and in my mind, I was picking someone up.
Oh, okay. So you already processed through, like, I already
Right.
dropped this person off.
So I thought I was picking someone up, and then from the back, I park the car, and I hear, thank you, and the door opens. Scared the crap out of me. I jumped out of my seat.
Oh, I've never done that, but yeah, that would be. I bet it happens.
It
It clearly it happened to you, but
When you're too tired to be on the road.
That's why you can't drive more than 12 hours in a row.
Right.
yeah,
No
yeah.
kidding.
You should go home if you're tired. We
Yes.
talked about this. Okay, this is just kind of a. Sam posted all these terrible news. Lyft driver allegedly raped passenger after she passed out in the back seat. So
Really?
It's
I
not
know.
fun, but it's
no, there was
Rideshare
something
that.
that I read, and
well, he took her to his house, like really far away.
yeah.
Drove her nearly 100 miles.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
So she was out.
But yeah, I mean, the question I have is, how do they know that she was passed out?
Yeah. So one thing, so I know what I was going to talk about. So we found this device called the Ripple device, and I'm trying to convince Jesper to buy it so we can test it.
We can buy it. I just don't know how to test it because by testing it.
Well, I don't think it calls I think it can call the cops, but I think you can set it up to call your contacts.
Well,
so alerts your contacts that
After I looked at the video and read it, it calls their call center. So it
Okay,
contacts
well,
their call center
so-
first.
I mean, if we're paying for the service, who cares? I mean,
Hello, we are just testing your device.
I mean, they probably. It's,
oh,
I
it
mean-
worked again.
I bet people test it out and are like, I wanted to make sure this actually worked before I
no,
went out.
I mean seriously.
Yeah.
If it was a direct dial to 911, I would say no, we're not going to do that. But they probably I didn't know it went to a call center, so then they call the cops or
Hence-
whatever.
Yeah, so it's like
hence the
OnStar.
$10 a month.
Yeah,
It's OnStar.
Yeah.
but it's personal OnStar.
it's
Right.
a little device.
It's OnStar on your key ring, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little device, and you can hold on to it. So, like, let's say you felt like you were a little uncomfortable. I'm gonna post this in here, and you're driving along or whatever. Of course, it's not clickable. Idiot.
I can click on it.
You can click on it.
Yeah.
What I just posted.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Oh, there it is. It popped up. Yep. So it's called Ripple 24/7, and I think you hold on to it, and then if you just break the seal on it or whatever,
Okay.
it automatically. So if someone attacked you, you don't have to like press a button.
Right.
I think
you
it's
just got to
all-
break it.
Yeah, I think it's all ready to go. So I brought that up because of the rape. Obviously, she passed out, and maybe whatever. But
and I think Uber does have like set it in your phone where you can like when you start a ride, like as a passenger, I think you can like push a button and it notifies whoever you've listed as a contact that I'm in the car now. And that way, like, and then it'll notify them again when the ride has ended. And if you don't pick up the phone when they call you and the ride's ended, that can alert them to, hey, they didn't make it home. Or,
I think there's a lot of safety features built in. I know we talked about this, but the one problem that this article is she was unconscious. So she drank so much that she was unconscious, and no device.
No device can help that. You just have to have good, reputable drivers who aren't going to take advantage of women that are in that level of a drunken state.
Yeah,
unfortunately, he wasn't one.
Yeah, and my only advice to those gals out there is, I know it sounds so sexist, but this is just our reality. Yes. I don't know why I have to caveat that, but it's just don't drink so much that you back out, please. So. What's the matter, Jesper? You're kind of quiet over there.
Oh, I'm just trying to
chatting on 4 different
did you want to talk about the fires thing?
We can, yeah.
I mean, you threw it in there.
Earlier, Jason and I was actually discussing about adding a new segment to the podcast. We're still, thinking about it, but we're thinking about doing something about security. And I actually happened to come across this thing last week and just in on Facebook. It's $95, and what it is, it's a small ball that you can install in your engine room, and so if your engine in the car goes on fire, it'll explode, detonate, and it'll immediately blow out the fire. So that was kind of cool. I thought it was like it's a fire extinguisher in a ball, if you will.
Yeah.
The product is called Elite, ELIDE. And it's a surveillance firefighting thing, whatever. They call it a fireball or whatever.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of a cool thing. And for $95.
Limits the damage that could be
or
catastrophic.
If you die.
Right.
Well, exactly. If you let's say you can't make it out of the car, whatever. Yeah.
I feel like a couple times a year you see stories, like even locally, like cars on fire, people had to run in and save them.
Yep.
But it's like a 5-year expiration.
Yep, there's a 5-year warranty on the ball, if you will, and for $95, it feels like that's a fairly cheap price to get. And it's a easy install in somewhere in the engine room, and the ball isn't very big, so it feels like a little bit.
Sounds like a personal problem. I had to. It was a softball. I had to. I'm sorry.
It was about the size of a softball. I was going to say.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Anyways, so I just thought that was a cool product, and they said they have it on Amazon. I don't have the link for it right now, but we can post that later on our resource page.
Yeah, I like your idea of doing a safety section, even if it's something like that. Like I would have never known about that. Now, am I going to run out and buy it? I don't know, but I mean, if you're concerned about that, I mean.
Right.
Well, actually, you and I had an interesting question, and I should probably get one. But as we were talking about, I was like, "Do you even have a fire extinguisher in your car?"
Yeah,
I don't have one, and so it's just interesting to know how many active rideshare drivers have a fire extinguisher in their car.
I actually thought about after that accident. It wasn't rideshare driving, but I saw it happen, and I thought maybe I should have some sort of first aid bag or just something. I mean, if he's just something. I mean,
have no sort of emergency kit whatsoever in my car.
We should be prepared this winter when we're out driving because, but anyways. So, but yeah, I think that's a cool little device. It's amazing some of the things people have come up with that you don't even know about.
Right.
Like that little firebomb thing. So, this was kind of a market watch. Basic economics means Uber and Lyft can't rely on driverless cars to become profitable. It's actually, the picture of it's BS. It says stop Uber wage theft. Rider pays 40, driver gets 3. Okay.
Hey, that's not even true.
No, I mean, it's just one of those stories. Yeah. But it's good. It kind of breaks down, Lyft's actual profit and Uber's actual profit, which, right now the margins are like they make 20 cents gross profit on a ride.
Right.
So it's just like, wow, 20 cents? Those margins are razor thin.
Right.
So with using a driverless car, it bumps it up to like $1. in gross profit.
I mean, that's 5 times the amount.
I know.
So.
I know. I don't know how realistic, and he talks about that, it is getting all autonomous cars. I mean, Uber right now is leveraging money. How are they going to buy a fleet of autonomous cars?
Well, not alone. You have to include the price of the first autonomous car, which that money is still being spent, right? Because the AI is not perfect still, right? All the data is still being gathered. There's going to be continual cost above and beyond the fleet of the car.
Yeah, I mean, Tesla's doing a good job, but they constantly have updates and those kind of things. So,
and the technology will just get better.
Right, but one of the big benefits that Tesla have right now is because he's already gathering data. Tesla is one of the companies right now that has the absolute most data about the lanes of the car. Google has the roads. Okay. Tesla have the lanes.
So actually, like
each lane, because each car has like, I don't know, 300 sensors, and it collects all that data and sends it into Tesla. And in a year or two, that data is going to be rented out by Tesla to the companies who want to use the rideshare drivers. So what's going to happen? Not rideshare, sorry, autonomous cars.
Yeah.
So the companies who provide service for autonomous cars are going to have to pay somebody else to use that data.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's going to be. And
it's not just buying the car.
No,
I guess, are they even going to buy them?
Well, that's what I think. I feel like it's an opportunity for us to own them. Like, okay, this is an autonomous car. I'm going to buy it. I will rent it to you.
Or I was
Uber.
even thinking like Ford. Ford leases these vehicles to Uber.
But it's still a cost. I mean,
the car. I'm saying, are they even going to buy them outright, or are they going
I see what
to
you're saying.
just lease them and let Ford worry about repairing them and all of that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting story. I think it's so far away, though. I mean, we always talk about that.
We are at least 5 years away,
At
if not
least.
10.
So, do you want to hear a funny story about Tesla?
No.
Not a funny story, but and I heard this on a podcast.
You're a dick.
I don't feel bad about my ball joke. Did you know that Tesla has 2 computer systems running simultaneously that are independent from each other? Meaning, if one, how many times your Windows computer crash, right?
Hopefully it doesn't use Windows.
Right. Yeah.
Let's start there.
As I was trying to delete stuff, and I'm like, Jesper, how do I find my memory? So if it crashes, the other one just picks up like it doesn't even know it's there.
Right.
Like they're running simultaneously. I'm like, because it makes sense. What if that computer what if it got struck by lightning or whatever? I thought that was kind of cool.
What if they're controlling all the autonomous cars and then it goes down and every one of those cars turns off?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you dropped it. Oh! It's the first. Man, that is so loud.
Oh, whoops. I've been so good.
You know what? That's the first F-bomb on the podcast.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh,
That's it.
Ben, look at your spike there. Back there. You need to
that way you can find it when you're editing.
You need to go on Audacity before you talk. Sam's she's a little blushing over there.
I didn't mean to do that.
It's okay.
I try so hard to behave on here.
No, I mean, you know me. I get the worst potty mouth.
Yes,
isn't it 41 episodes I've not dropped an F-bomb on the I think last
I'm here for 4 weeks and
I think last podcast. Oh jeez. I think last podcast I wanted to say the F-bomb about 3 times, but I caught myself. Oh, Larry says ding ding ding, we have a winner.
Thanks,
my
Larry.
Gosh. Whoa, I lost track of where we were. So, the autonomous cars. Yeah, I really do think it is the wave of the future. What's up?
Just keep going.
All right. I just want making sure.
No, it doesn't bother.
I cannot help myself. If something else is going normal.
You're a control freak, is what you're saying.
I'm just trying to make sure that Ben realized about the people who signed up for the contests on YouTube.
I sure did.
Good, thank you.
Sam already
turn my headset down. You guys are too loud.
You are number 4, so
Okay.
you can go ahead and turn it how you want. Sam had already alerted Ben that was going on, so she's on top of it.
Well, good.
I don't know how she did. Did you?
What?
Hold on.
What are we talking about?
I did.
Oh.
I did. But he didn't reply.
That's your reminder.
Wow.
Okay, we've had...
What are we talking about, though?
So, okay, never mind. My fault. We've had a possible fart. We've had the F-bomb, and now there's a bomb.
A bomb that's going to explode.
So is that the timer to announce again?
Yes.
Okay.
You wanted me to remind you.
Oh, you did? 10-10. Okay, sorry.
There
Good
you go.
Lord. Who's on
As
second?
you asked.
All right, guys. In 5 minutes, we're giving away the car care kit or the gift card. Hashtag CarStar in the comments, please.
Okay, one more news, right?
Well, we got more than that.
Well, I
A
know,
lot
but
more.
before we do the competition.
Yeah. So this one, Lyft rider caught giving companion oral sex in the backseat, punches driver in the face.
We don't have pictures for that, do we?
No, we don't.
Good.
Jesper sent some, but I thought it was too appropriate.
Yeah, thanks. I did not send them.
20-year-old Lyft passenger from Elmwood punched a driver in the face after he caught. See, this. I think they wrote this. I had to read this like 3 times. And maybe I'm dumb.
The driver got punched in the face for
Yes.
calling them out for their behavior.
By the woman.
Okay.
By the woman providing oral sex. Yes.
So he got okay. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So after he caught her, I was confused. I had to read that a couple times. I'm like, it doesn't surprise you guys. I had to read it a couple times. But
You were never that smart. So.
right. It says the driver flagged down a police officer at 4:15 a.m. saying they heard a noise in the rear seat of his 2017 Honda Accord. Found the female performing oral sex on the man. He stopped asking to get out, then got punched. Oh, the chick punched him.
Right.
That's
Okay.
what Jesper just said.
Hey, I'm reading.
Don't listen to me at all.
Oh, wow.
I hate you guys. So my question to you, has that ever happened to you where you're like thinking like,
Oh, there's been noises where I'm like, what's going on back there? And like I've tipped the mirror to make sure it's nothing bad.
I honestly,
I don't want to know.
exactly. I'm just going to, I mean, unless they're like, so there's a guy named Kevin. Do you guys know Kevin Reynolds?
Yeah, he was on our show.
Yeah, he was. Long time ago, man. That's a throwback. But he's had people like pushing on his back seat, like while he's driving.
No.
That I have to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I had one time it was a ride. They were sitting in the way back.
Yeah, because you have the third row in the minivan.
And
Yeah, it's a perfect place to do
that
it.
That was definitely noises. I don't know what was going on, but I just took them back home.
Well, I mean, it's the catch-22. It's like, do you want that awkward interaction where
No.
well, like they could be not doing something, or they could be. I don't know. But yeah, I've never had it happen, and I mean, yeah, I don't know.
No, I've had curious noises, but
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like, what are they doing back there? And
I've had people make
eyes
out
forward, and yeah.
Well, see, what's crazy, and like you got not a tiny car, but it's a smaller sedan, so they're like
They're
right
right
up
there.
there.
Yeah.
And Kevin had a Cruise too, so I mean, they're like,
Yeah.
I don't need to do the motion, but
Well, you still do though. If you
I mean, you got to do it.
You want to do the sound effects too?
There we go.
Is that good? It's a sound effects kind of night.
But is it the seat you're looking for? The other? No, okay, keep going. So
Mumble mouth.
Yeah.
By the way, Wanda, you can't win. You already won.
Yeah, I took her out.
That's my boy. All right, let's just do it now.
All right, our winner is Oscar Morales on YouTube. If you're still listening, you'll want to reach out to us, team@grrideshareadventures.com.
Or if it's easier, you can Facebook message us too.
Yeah, hop over to Facebook stream and you can message us there as well. But Oscar Morales, you are our winner.
yeah, let's go.
Sweet. Oscar, if you're still on, let us know what market you're in. John heard your swear word. Boy, that's going down in infamy. She's like, your mom's like, I didn't win the card. No, but you won something. It's one or the other. Come on, Wanda.
Well, she obviously wants the card.
Right. Where are we? I'm lost.
She does need a new taillight, so that would cover it.
It probably would.
Well, yeah, probably.
A good chunk of it.
Well, if you stop crashing cars, maybe she could
That
afford
one
the
had
taillight.
nothing to do with
I know,
me.
I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
Okay.
So
Photo.
this one's kind of interesting. So I think it's legit. Like, I think that's a legit photo of him basically saying, I'm not turning the air on unless you pay $5. And I'm thinking, but isn't that uncomfortable for you? Do you really want to drive? I mean, it's been hot lately. I don't really want to drive around, and I sweat enough.
Especially markets where it's like 107 degrees.
Yeah, like
during
in
the
Arizona.
Day. Yeah.
So
lives there in the summer?
maybe the $5 is not to get the air conditioners, to get rid of the BO.
I mean, well, whatever works,
go.
but yeah, I don't know. I think that's a legit sign, and I'm sure y'all may have seen it, but due to the extremely, I should read it. I always forget about the MP3 people, who are very important. Due to the extremely low rates, Uber is charging you. Okay, I can't
For
read.
this ride.
Due to the extremely low rates, Uber is charging you for this ride. There's a different pressure.
Oh, comma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Air
there's a comma
conditioning air conditioning use will now require. This is red.
All right, here we
$5
go.
cash payment.
Due to the extremely low rates Uber is charging you for this ride, air conditioning use will now require an additional $5 cash payment. Thank you. Tips and 5 stars are appreciated.
So that's not even the tip. Like you got to pay the $5.
Oh yeah,
And the tip.
Oh yeah, yeah. $5 cash payment. That's ridiculous. How long do you think before he gets deactivated from his ratings? I mean, would you report that? I would.
In the heat,
If it's in Arizona and it's 110 degrees
Right.
at night.
It's part of your requirement in your vehicle inspection that your air conditioning works.
Oh, yeah, I would. That makes sense.
So yeah, it's very much.
But it does work. I just refuse to turn it on.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
But I don't think Uber would let that fly.
I don't
You're
either.
expected to use your heat and your air conditioning when reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I get it if it's 65 degrees out. Okay, roll the window down, but I wouldn't even want to be. I get fussy if I go to the airport and turn it off. I'm like, because I will not waste the gas in the airport. If I'm sitting still, I will turn that freaking car
My
off.
car doesn't use enough gas to worry about.
I know, but mine does, and I'm like turning it off. I'm like, oh, it's getting hot in here.
E85.
Yeah, well, I can't do the E85. So,
Hey, there's Aaron.
Robinson said, I hope that the driver gets deactivated. Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely going to, get some poor ratings. I mean, he's not a 4.99.
No, and if anybody calls and says, "Hey, this is what's going on," like that could be enough.
Yeah, to snap the picture of that. I mean, I understand the low rates from Uber. I get it, but you can't charge people $5. I mean,
No.
It's kind of shady. So Aaron said, hey, I dropped by the Grand Castle. You guys want me to bring the party? My son's teacher actually lives in the Grand. She's new to
man.
Granville. And she lives in the castle.
Oh, gosh.
Sully loves it. She's like, oh, is she a princess? Like,
So I saw earlier today at Reddit, one of the people living there had posted the actual photos of the interior.
I saw that.
Compared to what they looked like on the video.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It
It's
just
not
looks
very
half.
nice.
It looks half done.
Yeah.
It's like
It looks like a basic apartment. It
Right.
doesn't look
It's
anything.
all builder grade.
It's not
Yeah.
high class.
No, and they start at $1,000 for a
Yes.
studio.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And when he was on TV, like Woody did a little walkthrough, he's like, he had the nerve to say, well, it's comparable to downtown rates. You're not downtown, and your apartments are not as nice as downtown.
Yeah,
ones.
the rates are comparable, but you look like,
Right.
I mean, that it
It's
looks like
fugly.
And it's on a gravel pit. Like,
I mean, I think that I kind of like the atmosphere. I think it's kind of cool. It's kitschy, but I mean, if you were young, 22, like, this is kind of cool.
had
Like,
it been done right, it could be
Yes.
really cool.
the insides, if they were actually beautiful, I would be
Right.
like, oh, that's amazing, because they have a lot nice amenities. They have a pool and a huge gym. Like, I know a lot of, but I mean, it's super nice, that part of it. It's like they spent all the money on the amenities, but then they got these cheap cupboards.
Yeah.
So
cheap doors.
$1,000 a month to start. Aaron says it's Wisner. So I was right.
Okay.
So the reporter must have said Wisner.
Yeah, maybe.
She must not be from around here, because if I saw that, I would say Wiz first.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Wisner doesn't sound right.
So I want to point out one thing. Paul, I think I'm going to kill your last name. Sorry, Paul.
Cool.
Caranta. Here in Tampa, the college kids are giving 1 stars and getting refunds on rides. And they're posting papers around campus to advertise doing it.
Yeah, I think we've shared that before. That's going around, how to get a 1-star, but
well, how to get out of how to get out,
how to get a free ride. Yeah.
So I think we talked about that a few weeks ago. There's, some people are doing it here in this market as well. Someone had experienced it.
Yeah, I don't understand. What a bunch of douchebags! Like I feel like if you raise your kid right, why would you do that? I don't know. It just seems shady.
It becomes yet another one of those things that it's okay to do, right? Because my friends are doing it, so why can't I do it? And it's just,
I mean, it's just a dirtbag move. I mean,
sure.
Ethically, I'd be like, I'm not going to do that. If it was a bad ride, I would do it. But if it's not, why?
Right.
To save $6?
I still wouldn't request a refund. I would just give them a bad rating and be on with my day.
Right.
So, Paul, you ask any way to stop it. And so we had some people who that had that happen to, and they claimed that if they reach back out to Uber and explain that none of that happened, and then at the same token say you have dash cam footage, then Uber will put the money back. So there is ways of doing that. And again, the biggest thing is just you have to have the protection of the dash cam footage both ways, so you can prove that, hey, none of these things happen.
And when some people realize they're being recorded, they just behave better.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. Even without it, like what happened with Sam today, even without the inside camera part, I mean, it's just good to have that dash cam running. You forget it's there. Yeah. It's just, and then when you need it, you're like, oh, I have a little bit of evidence that this guy ran into me or whatnot. Yep. So
Justin says that's why I avoid Allendale. And so Allendale here, Paul. So real quick, Paul, we have a dash cam that we recommend is in the resources. Jason, can you get the link? Paul is asking for the dash cam, for the link to the dash cam.
Yeah, if you go into the description of this post, it's there.
Okay, sweet. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
What I was gonna do is gonna answer. So Justin says that's why I avoid Allendale, and I cringe when I bring them out. So Allendale, in this market, Allendale is a big college town. And I want to just counter that comment because I go to Allendale all the time, and I have never had a bad experience. So this is definitely not, unless it's something that's new and up and coming, which could be. I mean, obviously it's fairly new. Hopefully it won't kind of be the new common use, but definitely I have not had any bad experiences with college students. I mean, apart from the, puke once in a while. But
yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anyone be shady like what he's talking about.
Right.
And it could be the market that you're in. I mean, it is Florida. Every story you see in the news, a Florida man, a Florida woman. So
there was one today. I don't remember what it was, but it cracked me up.
A Florida story?
Yeah.
Man, that's a good drinking game. You could get a list of news and have shots on the thing, and every time it says Florida man or woman, you got to take a shot. So Jesper wanted to take this one. He went through all the list and found the funnest story, and so we're going to talk about Uber in their balloons.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. So obviously, this story is on Deal Breaker. It's been a couple of different places. He says Uber saves $200,000 on balloons.
I love this story.
Oh my gosh,
it's so good.
Come on, say that other word. Say that in English.
Tacitly.
What was the word?
I wasn't sure if you were gonna mumble your way through it.
Today, Junior.
Last week, Uber's chief financial officer Nelson Chai sent an all-company email announcing a minor policy change. Uber marks the anniversary of employees' work at the company, which is internally referred to an Uberversary. There we go. But now, instead of marking another year of service with helium balloons at their desk, the on-demand transportation giant will start giving its employees stickers to mark the occasion. Here's a sticker. It could save the company $200,000 at the offices in San Francisco alone.
Well, first of all, how many balloons is 200K?
Yeah.
I mean,
is this a government balloon making
Are
place?
they made out of gold?
well, it's a lot of balloons.
Yes. Like, I mean, I know everything's more expensive there, but jeez.
Well, what's frustrating, it's funny. I had posted a link about them laying off those marketers, and CC got mad at me because, you shouldn't be mean to people that lost their jobs. And I wasn't specifically doing that, but I'm just saying the spending that's going on at Uber
Right.
is like, they don't need, what do they have? Like 1,200 marketing people. They cut 400. So
Right.
I'm sad for that.
So now they only have 800 left.
Right. I mean, 800, even that. So it's just kind of really shows, they got to clean their act up for the stock people or the investors.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
they put the freeze on hiring new engineers.
Oh, did they?
They did.
Yeah.
And then, of course, 2 days later, nobody's app worked anymore.
It's been on the struggle bus.
So wait, so they went from 2 developers to 1?
Ouch.
Uber joke.
Justin replied, Uber watches riders that constantly give 1 stars. Yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, if you had a group of, you could really get a good scheme going, because if you had 5 people, you're like, okay, you order the ride this time, you order the ride this time, and just kind of rotate through. But
yeah,
still,
it would take time before Uber caught on to any of you.
yeah, it's kind of a dirtball move.
Again, make sure you have your dash cam. Make sure you reach out to Uber afterwards and just kind of say, hey, it never happened.
This article is funny too. They kind of write like I would. Uber is not a startup anymore. You're a $57 billion public company with shareholders who are freaking out about your spending, and your CFO is writing emails to staff, tactfully.
Tacitly.
Thank you. Is that the word earlier? Admitting that you've been spending $200K on actual balloons for Uber's birthday party. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
Uber is 10 years old. It's not a 10-year-old.
Right.
That's hilarious. And the last thing, this is not a story about getting better. It's a story about being overly proud of learning to stop what Sam said up.
Right.
You get it?
What
you
Sam
said
up?
earlier?
Hashtag.
The swear word. You don't have your computer.
No.
Don't you feel out of the loop
Yes.
with not being able to follow
I'm
up?
watching Jesper.
Oh, yeah. Ben did it. Hashtag yuck.
Hashtag yuck.
Okay, we actually have a good story.
Yes, I've been waiting for this.
So,
if Ben would leave that up there, I could actually see what we were doing.
right. Well, he's got to do some work.
I know.
He can put it back up there. Uber driver surprises passenger with dress and gift card in heartwarming act of kindness. So Ben will play that video. Hopefully it works.
I think the video is going to work. I just need to pull the volume way down on it. Something got weird,
Okay.
but
So yeah, let me know when you're ready. I'll talk here.
No, Ed, I'm just gonna have to do it live. I don't think I can do it any other way.
Okay, well.
Hello? Hi, Diane.
Hi.
You remember me, Diane?
Yes, I think so, honey. Right now I don't know. I probably do.
Diane, so this morning I gave you an Uber ride to work,
Oh, yes.
and we had a conversation earlier,
Yes, we did.
and you said that you was waiting for Christmas so that you can get house shoes and some other stuff, right? All right, so you don't gotta wait till Christmas, okay? So I bought you a dress.
Oh, my God.
Here's the dress.
Oh, thank you
Because you
so
said
much,
you needed
honey.
something to wear to church. Those are probably the people behind me.
Okay.
But that's your dress so you can wear it to church.
Oh,
If
you're
you-
so sweet.
If you don't like it, the gift receipt is in there. It's from Old Navy. And then here's a $50 Visa gift card. So
Oh
you
my
can take
God.
that and get your house shoes and your robe when it's time, okay?
Thank you so much. This has been such a horrible day. You just made my whole day so much better.
You're very, very
So that was super sweet. I often wondered, though, I always look at the bad part of things, like, man, how much is she making on Uber? Oh, well, she could be just a part-time driver. Maybe she has another side hustle, but that was so nice of her to do that.
Yeah.
Any comment on that?
No, it's the same thing. It's pretty cool that she's out there. I mean, wanting to obviously touch people.
Yeah, we talk about
Figuratively.
Yeah, we don't want. We talked about this. We don't want drivers that touch people.
Yeah, we've gone over this several times, Jesper.
I did not mean anything about it. You guys are the ones with your mind in the gutter all the time, not me.
But it is nice. I know we talk about a lot of stupid stuff about drivers being a-holes or whatever, riders, but it is nice to see that. I think she was a little taken back by it. She's like, what's going on? She's like handing the drink out to the lady. I'm like, no, that's not mine. I'm just here.
Well, she was obviously doing her job.
She was very focused on working and trying to.
Right. No. So we'll post that video, but it's super nice.
I think it's nice to and affirming, right? To see just people being people again and actually looking out for each other. I like that.
Yeah. With all the crazy stuff that's going on in the world, it's nice to see some of those stories. So, so next up is the how to get the bonus for Lyft. So and I'm sure a lot of markets got it. We got the old the new personal power zones for Lyft. So this picture kind of talks about it. You basically drive into the purple zone to guarantee a bonus on your next ride. Drive into the pink zone to guarantee an even bigger bonus. The longer you stay in the pink zone, the bigger your bonus gets. Give a ride.
Is that another personal problem?
You guys. So here's the thing.
I was containing it so well.
I thought about it, and I'm like, I'm not going to look up. I'm going to continue to read. I'm going to be the mature one.
Leave it to the producer.
I actually had a joke that I wanted to say, but I wasn't going to say it. Give a ride to get your bonus. Once you've gotten a bonus guarantee, stay online. My mouth hurts from smiling. Stay online and accept your next request. So really, it's kind of the same as Uber, except you kind of have to drive around.
It's like Uber's but worse. I did one.
Uber's but worse. I didn't think that could get worse. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So once you get into the pink, it'll slowly increase like 3 cents every couple seconds.
Okay.
And it'll pop up on your screen. It's slowly ticking up. And then eventually it actually hits a maximum.
Okay.
But the original purple bonus zone, the bonus offered is like insultingly low.
Okay.
Like, so Uber will be at like a $5 downtown, and the purple zone will be like $1.95. And then you go in the pink and it starts going up. And it'll max out at like, $4, $5, $6.
Right.
But you have to sit there long enough for it to get there. And if you get a ride before that, you can't decline it because you start over.
That just seems way too complicated.
It is. It is so complicated.
At least Uber says flat rate.
Yeah.
You get $5. Yeah. If it's a long surge, we may give you a couple more bucks. But that seems weird.
I did it at the airport.
Yeah, I remember Gabe said he was like driving around in circles. He was like laughing.
So was I. I was driving around the turnaround because where they put the pink zone at the airport, we're not allowed to park a car.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's like right before the terminal.
Did they require you to keep moving?
No, but you have to stay in the pink area. It didn't extend to the rideshare lot. It wasn't in the terminal. It was on the boulevard on the way up.
Okay.
So like you have to keep going around because if you pull over and you become one of those jerks, A, you're a jerk, and B, you get ticketed.
Right.
So. Yeah.
Wow.
But, yeah, no, I did one downtown too, and I just pulled off into some apartments and I sat there for a while.
Well, I noticed on Friday when we were when it was busy from that concert, Lyft was nothing. Right. There was nothing. I'm like, I guess I'm not driving for Lyft tonight.
The yellow and the orange will pop up.
But that's just where
to show you where it's busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't, if you're offline, you can't even see those, the pink and the purple. You have to be online to even see it, to start heading that way.
Oh, see, back in the day, it would tell you that, it's 25% here, or 50% here.
Right, you can be in bed watching it like, I should get up and go. Yeah, no, not anymore.
Oh, man. So, Lyft, what are you doing? I mean...
They're making things hard.
Well, wait, they're going to change it when they come out with their awesome new rewards.
Yeah, okay. I'm just waiting for the day when we start getting paid for pickups, but we lose money everywhere else.
I'm waiting for the day I get back on Lyft. Oh, wait. We won't talk about that.
But no, that's a real thing. There are some markets that are doing that.
Yeah.
Where you get paid more per minute now, less per mile, and you now get paid for long pickup times.
Well, you get paid the second you start.
Right.
So basically, you want to work during the rush hour because you make more money on time.
Yeah.
So then you're going to do what? You're going to take the long way around to get I mean,
Yeah, it's a great way to scam the system.
yeah. I mean, you really could.
Yeah.
Not that we would do that because we're professional.
Yeah.
But
It's a great way to do it anyways. No.
you guys laugh when I said that. That's rude.
But yeah, I don't like it.
Someone
I know.
posted on the Grand Rapids page, like, when that comes here, I don't know who it
It
was.
was Chris. It was in the room.
Oh, was it? I read it somewhere. He said he might be done driving, at least for Lyft. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, at this point, anytime where I suspect it will maybe surge, Lyft will be turned off for me.
Yeah.
It's just easier on Uber. They generally have always surged better, longer anyways
Correct.
in Grand Rapids. And now I'm not going to go through the hassle.
Right. So the next story is, I don't know if you guys have heard of GoGo Grandparent.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is I think just for Lyft. It's basically a middleman between the ride share apps and it says elderly men and women without smartphones, but I guess it could be a 20-year-old without a smartphone.
You wouldn't
Right?
know.
No, I mean, I think I guess technically it's intended for senior citizens.
Right.
I suppose if you're 20, you could sign up with GoGo Grandparent, but they're going to suspect where you're going and why.
To the bar if you're 21. I'm going to the woods. Why are you calling at 2 a.m? So GoGo Parent, GoGo Grandparent. I've had one ride with that, and it's actually quite annoying. The second you accept the ride, they call you.
Yep.
And then they text you, and then they give you all these instructions. I'm like, this is a disaster. I mean, it ended up being fine, but like,
Well, some of these people have walkers and canes, and you have to get out of your car and help them, and that's
what happened to this lady. She was visually impaired, and she had a walker, and he was supposed to honk and call and introduce himself once he arrived. Well, he didn't. He waited, and she walked and got hit and died later on. So it's kind of one of those things. Who's responsible? Is it GoGo Parent? It's the Lyft driver. I mean, you're not getting any more. I mean, if I saw an older lady and she was my rider and she needed help, I would help her.
Yeah.
But
and if you don't want to help, fine. Cancel the ride and be on your way.
Right. Not to just sit there and
collect your $5.
Yeah. So
yeah, I've done a medical transport like that where the Concentra technically is the one who ordered the ride through a third party.
Okay.
A guy got hurt at work. But apparently, if they cannot get up and get out of the car themselves, they aren't supposed to go to Concentra, and this dude couldn't walk.
Oh, no.
Thankfully, one of the ladies there just grabbed a wheelchair and came out, but that's actually not a service they typically offer.
Okay.
But you can't change the destination. So once we were there, we were locked there. I couldn't take him anywhere else. I couldn't bring him to a hospital.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you put that middleman in there and then you like...
And they never tip.
Yeah, Kevin on YouTube said in South Bend they have GoGo Grandparent on Uber as well. And then the next thing he says, and they don't tip.
No.
Right.
I'm sure the older people, they probably don't even know that it would be a courtesy to do so. They assume that it's taken care of.
Yeah.
Well,
And the
unless
services just won't.
GoGo Grandparent takes the tip.
Yeah.
I mean, they pay them.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah.
go.
Oh, yeah, so you're saying like the elderly person could have tipped and GoGo just keeps it.
Thank
possible.
you.
It's possible, but I feel like I don't know. I think we talked about last podcast how Uber's getting into the health, and I think that's a good thing. But that middleman thing sucks.
Right. And really, we should have the ability to not deal with that.
Right.
To limit our rides to non-medical transport.
Well, at
rides.
least with Lyft, it says it's a GoGo Parent ride. You can just decline it.
Yeah, the one I had. No, that was Lyft. Yeah, I was working on a bonus.
Keith, I think, brought up what you talked about. He found a glitch in the GoGo Parent one time on a round trip. Found out you can't end the ride exactly where you picked them up, or else you won't get paid. I contacted Lyft and was paid. They said it was a known issue.
Huh.
Then they said he also said the rider said they don't have the option to tip. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, unless that was before, like when there was no option to tip on Uber. So
Yeah, back in the day.
Well, yeah, I'm sure like the elderly people they can't open it up on their phone, and they just don't
Well-
want to go through the
well,
middleman.
yeah, I
The
mean-
whole purpose is most of them don't have a phone.
Right. So they would have to be like a whole extra process. And
Yeah.
If their insurance is paying for the ride.
I say
or-
we leave the old people behind. Screw them. Tough shit. Get a smartphone. Come
Not
on.
very nice. Be nice.
I know. I'm just
Be
teasing.
nice, Jason.
I told my kids, I said, and Megan, I said, don't let me get old fogey about technology. Let me encourage me to keep up with the times. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to.
If you don't, drag you out into the street and shoot you.
Yeah, well, do it in the backyard at least, not in the middle of the street. Let's not.
No, they
cause-
got to scare the rest of the old people to behave.
That's true. You got to set a precedent.
Go into a senior facility and shoot you in there.
Yeah, or
This
just
is what happens.
yeah.
when
We
you don't
probably
keep
shouldn't
up.
talk about shooting
Oh,
people.
sorry.
But I just realized that. But it's fine. But yeah, no, hang them. Megan always says like when you,
You want to hang him?
No. Hey, I'm going back to the old days. No, Megan always says like if you kill a bug, you like put him on a stake and say to let everyone know to stay away, you know, or if you kill a mole or something like that. This got way off sidetrack.
We.
Ne-
on
Next
a side-
article.
Well, real quick, I have a notice on that. In a former life, I visited Turkey, and there's a lot of bugs down there, and they used to say you can't kill them because if you do, their family comes for the funeral. So basically, if you kill them, there's going to be even more bugs coming. So just leave them alone. And
Yeah.
so,
Mosquitoes are terrible. I hate them.
This
It
was-
does feel like when you start killing them,
this
it
was
gets worse.
cockroaches that we're talking about.
Oh, well.
No, some dead bugs, when you kill them, release pheromones, and then
Oh,
their
that-
family does show up to eat them, basically.
Yep.
Oof. Gross. Sorry, I got out of YouTube, or I got out of Facebook somehow. I'm trying to get back in there.
Okay.
Let's do one more, and then skip to tip time. I was trying to see how long we were going for. We need to move along.
Yep.
Okay, so Uber launches nonstop shared ride option in San Diego. So we don't have the Uber pool here, but now in San Diego, when riders select an Uber X ride, they'll be prompted with the option to choose the last seat in an existing Uber pool and be the first person the Uber pool drops off. Riders who choose the non-stop shared ride option will receive a credit on the app that can be used for future rides. So that's kind of cool. I'm glad that
Sucks for everybody else. in
I
that
know,
pool who
but
thought
I
they
mean,
were
I guess
next.
it sucks.
Got a VIP entering the car.
Right. Well, I guess you should have chose it then.
That's what you get for paying less.
Right. I don't think Uber Pool will ever come here.
No.
Because it's not a small enough.
It wouldn't
Market.
make sense. No, people go too far, too many places.
Right.
And honestly, I just don't think people here would be happy about it.
No.
They would just raise the fit. They would do it once or twice and realize, oh, you're not dropping me off at my door next?
Well,
No.
it's one of those things where you get used to it, and I think it's people are really Dutch here, so maybe they would like it.
It's cheaper.
But I wouldn't. I mean,
No.
especially when the ride's only a couple of dollars. Anyways, why? I mean, I don't really need to
Right.
save another $1.50 or whatever.
No,
but
I don't think pool will ever come to Grand Rapids.
Which
no.
is fine. I don't want to deal with it.
all right, so I got Facebook back up. Sorry about
Cheap
that.
light.
All right, so we're definitely not gonna skip those pictures. So Ben, let's jump into the next picture, which is the the car accident one. I don't know how I labeled.
Undo.
Yeah, there we go. So this picture is. Okay. It is a valid question. Does anyone know what that is?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Recirculate
Yeah.
the air.
Circulates
To
the air
recirculate
through
the
your
air in the
car.
car.
Okay,
Instead
so
of taking it through the system from the outside.
very good. I am very proud of you because
Yes.
you're terrible with cars. So we don't
Hey.
have to. What a,
Did you have the button pushed today?
I did not.
I always
mine
have it
pushed.
pushed.
No, mine doesn't turn on automatically anymore. It did in my Fiesta. It doesn't in my Chevy. So
Okay.
it's never turned on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this person asked, "What does this thing mean?" And the comment was, "If you crash your car, you press that, and it will undo the accident." Did you try at least today? I mean, it was worth a try.
Oh, man, I should have.
Is there a Control Z?
All right, and then let's do the next picture. And this goes along the same line as blinker fluid. So it's a picture of the little it's a little low oil light. And the woman asked, what does this mean?
What it mean when the teapot come on?
What it mean when WEN the teapot come on? And so, and one comment on all these last two photos: these people don't clean their dash. I'm sure they're not.
I have a little handheld vacuum now that I use for the dashboard.
I just have microfiber towels, and they do the trick just fine.
Yeah, I don't need a vacuum.
It was a high-tech toy on Amazon.
Oh, you are a sucker. You are an absolute sucker.
Yes, I am, with my handheld vacuum. It sucks very well.
Oh, well, I see what you did there, huh? All right. So before we go into tip time, I want to just quick talk about the Patreon account. So we are trying to build our brand, and one of the things that you can do to support us with all this free content we get for $5 a month, I will tip you in the app. And that's just to support the stuff that we do on.
Himself laugh so well.
Why? Who?
You.
Why did I laugh? Oh, I laugh at my own giggle all the time.
Holy
It was like a little giggle.
I know. I just think it's fun. Why you thought of them? And then I hate you, Jasper. And for $10 a month, you get behind the scenes footage, audio and video, and then we need one more patron. We are not doing the damn gig economy podcast until we get one more. Larry, I love you. I will give you a hug next time I see you, but you're not getting it. So we want to do a gig
economy podcast.
Yeah, we want to do
it. Getting.
Yeah.
He's getting other things. The gig economy podcast, we talk about rideshare driving because, like, when we first started this out, that's all that there was. Now there's Amazon Flex, there's food delivery. So we want to talk about those kind of things, and so you'll get that too once a month. We'll pick a topic like we're going to talk about Flex, or we're going to talk about Grubhub.
I could have talked about that today.
Yeah,
and then one of the packages also you get a nice hat or
some merch,
some other merch. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah. The link is in the description. What are you going to show? One of the? Yeah, we bought all these nice hats. Come on, guys, help us out. Tip time. Ben, you want to do this?
Yeah, I can do tip time. I'll even put the camera on me.
Oh boy,
I know, right?
Poor
That's
souls.
scary. What did you say? Poor souls. Wow.
He's beautiful.
All right. The tip time for tonight is to check your trade dress. Now, if you're not familiar with that terminology, it's basically the sticker that goes in your window that identifies you as a Uber or Lyft driver. In order to be a driver and pick up at the airport, you need that. So it's one of those things that I sometimes lose sight of, and if it stays up and in the sun, the adhesiveness can diminish and it will fall, or it can start to peel and curl, and it just doesn't look super professional. So if you haven't checked it in a while, take a look at your trade dress. I was doing so well there.
Talking like me.
Right. So your passengers are looking for those. Make sure they're clearly visible, well maintained. And if you need a new one, I would recommend you hop onto Amazon. They have several options that you can purchase from there. I've also seen them on Etsy, eBay, wherever you do your online shopping. Take a minute to invest in something that might be a little bit higher quality. It just sets you apart as a driver, and nobody likes a barely hanging on sticker on the window.
And if you don't have trade dress, Pete will hunt your ass down and kill you.
Yes, he will.
It brings up, the fading, as we talked about. I think it was last podcast about the San Francisco that was giving tickets left and right. And, if that trade dress is not there or it's peeling out, you're going to get that. Although we don't have that problem too much here. But, I mean, is it technically okay to get, a lot of people use different trade dress, but it still says Uber and Lyft. Do you think that would qualify? I mean, not that we're going to get a ticket, but if it did, you think they would?
I think you need to have one that has the current logo that's being used.
Well, the current logo, right. But I mean, what if
mine has a generation old Uber logo on it?
Oh, Benny boy, Pete. Pete, get him.
Yeah,
mine
right?
is too.
So
I have the round one still.
Yep. So that's where my tip time came from. Was
You have the round one
story.
too?
I have the new logo, of
You
course.
have the new look, of course.
I like
My
the
light
one,
up
I
sign has
just-
the new logo.
Yeah, but would that qualify as trade dress?
I have the new logo underneath it as well. So I have my trade dress as
you
well.
doubling up. What was
do.
that, Sam?
I say I like the new one. I just figured as long as my old one would continue to stick, why pull it down?
No, I totally agree. I just given Jesper a hard time. So, all right, we got any comments? No. Everyone went to sleep. Larry says he feels the love. We love you, Larry. We're gonna jump into Facebook shenanigans. So, Ben put this one on here. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I know what it means, but it's just a basic one. Does anyone have a customer service number for Uber? I have a new phone number and can't log into
I
my
think
account.
he thought it was funny because Uber's customer service is garbage, and why would you ever call them?
Well, I also put it there because let me switch back to my camera again. Just for
boy.
you, Sam. So when I had an accident this winter, it was completely unrelated to Uber and Lyft. But because I filed the claim with my insurance and because I had the rideshare insurance, that flagged my insurance company to call Uber and Lyft to confirm I, in fact, was not driving on the app. And in that whole process, I did learn something. There is a phone number to call Uber. However, it is simply a critical response hotline. It is not intended for customer support.
Oh, it doesn't go straight to India?
It does not. It's domestic.
It's domestic?
But it's not really intended for general use. But there is an Uber support number buried in the app. You can find it in your ride history. But this person, if you have a new phone number, why can't you just go on Uber's website and change that? Like, come on, common sense.
Or just
people.
log in with your email.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you don't.
can't.
Yeah.
You can't do that on the app, but you can on the desktop, right?
Yeah.
I don't
You
think
do it on the app
Put it on
too.
the app.
I don't think a
I don't
lot
think
of
I've ever
people
logged
know.
out.
Larry just posted the phone number for Uber. 1-800-593-7069.
Of course, Larry had it.
Good job, Larry.
Hey, Larry, while you're out, can you do the Lyft one too? Because when I met, it was a couple weekends ago, I went to go get on Lyft and they were doing a background check. So they deactivated. They don't tell
Wait,
you.
were they using Checker?
I think they were using Checker. Shut up. So, yeah, I don't understand why you can't just log into your account, but whatever. Yes,
But-
Jesper, go.
Fine.
Well, you're up.
I know. If a PAX offers money and asks for any sexual favor, can we drivers visit their wife and tell her about it?
Only after the sexual favor. Not if she just asked.
And I know because it was on me. Get that way?
Well,
That doesn't make any sense, Jason.
how sexist and like traditional. How do you know it's his wife?
Yeah,
What if he's,
see?
What if he's gay and it's
Right.
his husband?
Yeah.
True.
And how do you
yeah.
know they don't have an open relationship?
Right.
It's okay.
Judgy.
How do we know he's married?
That's true. So
Anyways, it was just funny.
it is funny. Here's another one. Rideshare companies will soon start drug testing drivers randomly. DOT rules coming soon. That is not happening.
Seriously.
They don't want to spend that money.
No, they do not. They don't have them. I mean, we talked about they're making 20 cents on a ride.
Right.
I mean more on the longer runs and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just funny. Some those big national groups, people post the random stuff in there. Like, there's no moderator. I'm like, seriously, why are you even putting this there?
Right. So I agree that it's not going to happen. But if it were to happen, they could easily push the fee onto us.
That's true.
Right. They could
Right.
say you're canceled until you go here and have that filled out.
Well, remember when Michigan changed their rules? Uber paid for that for us drivers, I think. There was something going on where it was the trade dress thing, and then we were going to have to pay like $125. It was like 2 years ago. Or do you remember?
Yeah.
I do vaguely remember, and I think, Uber did cover the cost of being able to
Right.
keep us on the road.
Yeah. So I don't know why they wouldn't cover the drug
Right.
testing, but
So I know I didn't send it to you to actually put on our little guide, but I have a Facebook shenanigan for you.
well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I did do it. So today, actually, There was a girl who posted that every time somebody leaves a cell phone in her car, she goes out to the middle of a field and buries it.
Well, that escalated quickly.
She doesn't want anybody using Find My Phone to show up at her house. Apparently, she's an African-American woman, and apparently she lives in a very racist area, and she doesn't want passengers to show up with cops and for her to get in trouble for stealing their phone when she didn't.
Right.
And her solution to this is when she finds it, she buries it in a field, and then when she gets contacted through the app and Uber says, "Can we share your phone number?" the answer for her is always no. She gives nobody her phone number. If they want to get a hold of her, they have to text her through the app to make the arrangements.
Well, does she put it in a plastic bag?
She didn't say if she put it in a plastic bag. I just know she buried. But she had one just yesterday, and she buried it in the field, whatever. And then
I feel like there's a better solution.
she got the messages about it, and she was busy at work, so she didn't get back to him for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And she went back out to the field, and it was gone. They dug it up. They found their phone and dug it up, and she still charged them the $15.
So
Safety deposit.
But I'm like, why is that? Just bring it to a police station and leave it there.
Or the hub.
can I? Well, a lot of places don't have hubs.
Yeah.
No,
If
I
you're
know,
going
I
out
know.
into a field, you probably don't have a hub. So does Android have the same built-in?
Yes.
It does.
They have Find My Phone technology. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I didn't know that, but I know iPhones is
Yeah.
precise. Like, I mean, you can, and then when you get close, you can make it beep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just turn the phone off. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, I don't know why she has to go out and bury it like a dog bone.
Well, I mean, it still does record your last location. So if you don't find it till you get home and
That's
then
true.
you turn it off, they will still know where you live.
That's true. Well, then just chuck it out the window. I mean, it is creepy though. I mean,
Yeah. No, I've had passengers show up at my house.
yeah,
It
Ben's
has happened to me.
had it happen.
Yes.
I've never
Yes.
had it happen, but
When I was asleep,
Yes.
my wife had to handle it. And she
Very
was-
well, I might add.
Yeah, she did very well.
yeah.
so-
No, they pounded on my door and woke me up.
that's just weird. Why would you want to do that? Because you don't know what you're walking into.
Right.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I would never do that.
Oh, and Jason, to answer your question, you just type into Google "Find My Phone," and this is all of our phones. We could find them.
What? Not my phone.
Well, my phone and my tablet and Jesper's phone.
Click
Yeah.
other devices.
My phone's not there.
iPhones won't work. Or wait,
Jason's
Right there.
does.
Jason's iPhone.
look at that. So,
Denied.
but anyway,
Interesting.
yes, you can find.
The last thing I want to talk about is someone posted about the rideshare endorsement. There's an article. I don't know if there's a video on this. I think there is, but I'm going to stop it. Oh, I got my volume off. But it just basically they warn of the insurance gap.
Right.
Yep.
Although Lyft and Uber changed their policy, they do cover now in period 1, 2, and 3, but it's basic coverage on 1. Like if you're just driving around looking
Yep.
for rides. But you still need that rideshare
Yeah.
insurance. Now,
And I'm sure your
mean,
insurance
just-
company will still cancel you.
what's that?
I'm sure your insurance company will still cancel
That's
you.
the thing. That's the big thing.
No.
They will cancel you.
No, Mom's got into an accident while driving for Lyft.
Okay.
She did the Lyft insurance, and then Progressive cut us a check for the deductible, minus $500,
But did
and
she
we
have-
were not dropped, and we did have rideshare coverage.
But there you
Yeah,
go.
that's what I'm
Oh, okay.
saying.
I
So
thought
you have
meant
the
if you
rideshare
didn't
coverage.
have
If
it.
Yeah.
you didn't have
Okay.
it,
Yeah,
because
if
Yeah.
you don't, then you're
then
dropped.
basically you're doing it without
Without your
letting them
insurance's
know.
knowledge, yeah.
Which almost
Then it's
everyone.
fraud. Yeah.
Almost everyone did until that rideshare. I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah.
second Farmers was the first to offer it in Michigan, I was like, I switched that next day. Like, I'm like, I want to have coverage.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
And yeah, like we were talking about now for Amazon,
yeah,
probably not included.
No.
I need to look at my details.
yeah.
But I swear it said for like various gig type jobs.
If it did, I want to know because
Right.
I'm pretty sure my insurance company reached
Right.
out to me and said it does not cover Amazon delivery, which they do have their own insurance,
they
but
have full commercial insurance.
but I would
insurance
rather
on it.
have if it's a little extra, I would still pay for it.
Right. Plus the deductible for Amazon is $1,000.
Yeah, well, Lyft is $2,500.
Right. But even if I could get my insurance to kick in the $500, and just leave me
Yeah.
with my $500 deductible, that's huge.
Right.
But
So,
yeah, I've got to look into that.
and if you look at our episode list, we almost should sit down with them again because things have changed a little bit.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll reach out to them and we can do a quick interview with them. So I think that's all.
That's it.
I'm going to title this one, Sam Uses the F Word.
Sorry again.
No,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Episode 41, guys.
Like literally
Holy
the
moly.
one rule you gave me was
Well, I mean, it's not a rule. It's so
piece of advice.
well, you have to mark on iTunes if you swear like that,
Okay.
explicit. I know. Maybe not for one. I'm not going to do it for one random, but if you do get caught, you can
Right.
get in trouble for that. But John tagged you about 10:15 and said, well, there go my virgin ears. He must be listening live. So, but anyways, guys, thank you so much. All these articles will be on the website at some point this weekend. And yeah, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night.